guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Kim with Creative Crafticality, and today I have two new journals to show you. These are my Coca-Cola journals, and I have never made this kind of a theme before, but I thought I would try it out. I had gone to an estate sale with my husband, and it was just a fun estate sale. This person collected tons of Coca-Cola items, and I found a bunch of, there was just probably thousands of vintage Coca-Cola items, but I picked up a baggie full of ephemera that this person had cut out of like old ads and things like that. I also picked up two vintage Coca-Cola books, and one was like a cookbook, and then the other one had vintage Coca-Cola trucks and things like that in the book. And then there was also fabric that I found there. I used the fabric on the front and on the back. And then some of the items on here that I found was this keychain here. I believe it was a flashlight at one point in time, because there's a little light thing there, but that part doesn't work. But it just looks like a soda cap. So I used that on one of the journals, and then on this one there was another keychain, and that's what this one looks like. I also pulled together some things. I actually bought a little 6-pack of Coke bottles. I don't drink Coke specifically, but I bought them so that I could get more soda caps off them to make these little charms on the ties to the books. And then this part here is from the actual little caddy that the bottles were in. So that's what I did with that. I also cut up other parts of the caddy to add as ephemera within the book. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to say that this one here is Coke Journal number 1 that has this keychain, and then this will be Coke Journal number 2. These will be up in my Etsy shop, and so I'll have the link down below for you to go ahead and check those out. If you're not interested in them, that's fine. I just bringing this video to you to show you them, give you inspiration, so hopefully that's what they do for you. Anyway, so these are, I think they're approximately 5 by 8. I think that's how big they are. I don't have a tape measure with me, but the spine is 2 inches, and there are 4 signatures each. It's a hardbound cover book, and then there's a tassel with a keychain on it with a bunch of different laces, ribbons, and fabrics. I used rickrack on the front. I used one type of Coca-Cola fabric on the front. I sewed a pocket, so there is a little tag, just a simple tag on the front. And then I made a I cut this Coca-Cola bottle and layered it up several times to make an embellishment on the front. I did that on my Cricut. Here is the little bottle cap charm here. On the back is the other fabric that I found that came from that estate sale. I combined it with this really fun black and red checkerboard pattern fabric with some rickrack. The tie is made with a red and white and black striped fabric. And then I'll go ahead and flip through it here. On the inside cover, I used some red polka dot paper with the fabric on the inside for the spine. I made a pocket out of one of the book pages from the vintage Coke book. And then I have a bingo card here that's vintage, and I just did a little bit of decorating on it with fabric and a Coke image there and some more fabric at the top for the tab. Here's just a little belly band. Did some ruffling on the side the vintage flashcard. Here's another pocket. I doubled up some paper down there with some sewing. There's sewing throughout as per all of my journals. There's just a fun print paper, and then this is another book page. Here is a Coke ad that I found in a magazine. So it's like I think a vintage 90s magazine. This was a memo pad that I found at the estate sale. It was Coca-Cola memo pad. Well, actually it's a planner page. I added a little folded up envelope here, just decorated with some of the fabric. So there's a little pocket. This is some paper that I made, and I did a video on this using my 8x10 gel plate. So if you want to see that, I'll link that down below. Here is a vintage red foil doily. Some note paper, and then I just did a simple altered paper clip up there and added a vintage Kodachrome transparency slide. And then on this side is just a vintage ephemera of the Coca-Cola Santa. This is a book page from that vintage Coke book. And there's the inside. I think that's really cool. The other side of the envelope, just added a little tag in there. And then on this side, it's a window envelope, so you can see the tag on that side. I used a lot of pieces. They were the cut aparts that I told you that were the ephemera at that estate sale, so I used that as a lot of the decoration within the book. Here's a vintage postcard and a vintage Coca-Cola playing card. I made a bigger one of those Coke bottles, so that's used as a decoration. I just have some vintage ephemera in there. I sewed some pom-pom trim on the side there. This was a Coca-Cola calendar that I picked up from that estate sale, so I sewed two sides of it together and made it a pocket page, and then this bingo card is what I altered for inside there. This is just some black lined paper. I added some washi tape. This is another vintage Coca-Cola card. Really cool. It's kind of like an acetate clear card. I found the Coca-Cola song, "I'd Like to Teach the World to Sing," so I printed that out to include in the book, so I thought that was cool. And then, oh, looks like I got some tape. Ooh. Okay, so I'm gonna have to fix this, but this accidentally got glued to that page. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fix that. Anyway, I'll fix that in a little bit. So here is one of the book page images that I cut out. Just some ephemera, coffee stained paper. This is a little sack that I sewed to make a pocket, and then I altered this tag here, added some of that ephemera on here. This is a really fun little ad for a Coca-Cola swings chair, or little love seat chair. This is the other side of that music sheet, and the other side of the calendar. This is also a pocket. Here's another little tuck. This is a cool image from the calendar. This side tuck just has another picture from the vintage book. There's another belly band pocket. I did make some Coca-Cola die cuts from my Cricut to include in here. This is just a little 4 pocket little insert that I made with one of the cookbook pages from the Coca-Cola cookbook, and this just has a bunch of little pieces of ephemera in it, so I thought that was fun. This is some fun paper that I had in my stash that I used. I found this polka dot paper sack that I included. This is an image from it's from the Coca-Cola cookbook, but I just thought that was fun. Vintage image there. It's more music paper. This is a CD little envelope that I did some distress ink with just quite a while back, but I just put in some ephemera in there, added a ruffle and a little cut apart, or this is part of the little caddy from the Coca-Cola bottles that I bought. Another vintage page there from the cookbook. There's quite a few recipes using Coke. I never knew that people used Coke in so many things. Here is another one of the Coca-Cola die cuts that I cut for my Cricut. And then another one of the playing cards. I made a little flip with the fabric there. Another recipe, vintage playing card. And this is the last signature coming up here. This is a belly band. I sewed 2 patterns together to make that belly band, and then I just added another page from the cookbook in there, folded up. More ephemera. That's just a vintage playing card there, or from Monopoly. More cookbook pages. Added some decoration there with the ads from the ephemera that I found. Here's another magazine ad page. Vintage typewriter page. I just thought the colors went well with it. Little tag that I made and added a Coke cutout on there, and then another playing card on that side. And that is the last page there. This one has a fun double pocket there, belly band and pocket, and that's the inside cover over here. So that is this one. A little explanation on some of the stuff in here. I'm going to go ahead and just do a quick flip through on the other one and put it to music so you can see what the differences are. I laid them out pretty much the same, used a lot of the same paper, like printed paper and scrapbook paper, but all of the pages from the vintage books, of course, are different, but everything is pretty much laid out the same. Alright, so that's both the books. Go ahead and check the links down below, and hopefully you will just either you're able to pick one up, or just hopefully this gives you inspiration to make a journal of your own. I know this is a little bit of a different theme, but I thought I'd give it a try and see how things worked out. I always love Coca-Cola items. I don't drink it, but I know people that love it, so hopefully you do too. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you again next time. This is Kim with Creative Crafticality. Bye. God bless.